This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Having acquired the great sword, Vandal Heart, the only power which can resist the flames of judgment, Ash and his friends set off for the city of Shumeria to take their part in the Liberation Army's final assault. At the same time, Dolph, who had been secretly hiding his true ambition for years, saw the chaos after the death of Emperor Hell as his great chance to grasp the reins of power.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Vandal Hearts. We ended Chapter 5 and started Chapter 6. Yeah, kind of like, you see the cutscene there and then kind of just goes straight to town. You're like, okay, what am I supposed to do now? So, I mean, obviously we had to go on to town and onto the things, but unfortunately for those of you who wanted to see story today, we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be doing the key battle for this episode. Yay! Well, the reason I'm not as excited as I usually am is because this key battle is kind of tedious for the most part. You'll see what I mean when we actually get to it. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and put the key into our inventory here. Yeah, this chapter is probably the quickest chapter out of all of them. I think there's only like 4 battles or something like that in this whole chapter, and this is the end of the game, folks. We're at the final stretch, folks. Like, not too far off. We're gonna finish the game, so oh man, what a ride. Can't wait to see it end, though. Anyway, time to upgrade all our weapons. Oh yeah, Ash now has the great sword Vandal Heart, the best sword in the game, and he cannot remove it. So not like you'd want to get rid of it, but just to kind of give you heads up. Yeah, just upgrade everyone. I shouldn't have to do that with every single character, like, yeah, because I got that bow from previous the rune bow. I don't need to upgrade Kira, so save some money there, even though I don't really need to save money. Although now that we're at this point, I can now probably end up just actually spending the rest of my dough on actual like worthy items, which I could have been throughout the whole game. But you'll find out like how expensive these items were at the end, because I'm gonna spend like a million gold. Or is it a million? No, I'm gonna spend like 100,000 gold by the time this is over. So I don't think. I don't need to buy a spear either, because the day spear is the best. I think it's the best spear in the game. Yeah, and unfortunately, this game doesn't have. I mean, I guess it does have secrets, but this game doesn't have like rare drops or anything like that. Like when it comes to like enemies and stuff like that, so we don't have to worry about trying to hopefully monsters dropping stuff or whatever. That never comes into account, so we don't have to worry about doing that. Unlike other games, you would have to do that. But I'm kind of glad that the game didn't, like, it already had secrets and stuff like that. It didn't need to have like random drops like other games would of its type. It definitely saves us a lot of time. I guess I could technically not even show this like on screen, but since we're here, and it doesn't really take that long to do anyway. I mean, I guess that one helmet, the L mask, we can get rid of that as well. As far as I know, it doesn't have any other use, so that's kind of the sad thing, is there's not a whole lot of like rare equipment that has like unique uses to it, if that makes sense. Like how in some games you could use an item or an armor piece and get some extra result out of it or something like that, like in Final Fantasy or something like that. But then again, I think this game is good enough as it is. I mean, when I talk about other things you'd like to see, I don't think I would want to. That's more for sequels anyway. But of course, the sequel to this game is, well, not completely different, but it has enough changes in it to where it's definitely not the exact same game as it was. I'll talk about that maybe during the finale or something like that, but for now, let's get the rest of this. I think we've ran everyone. Yep. Oh yeah, we can finally, I could sell. Oh yeah, we got this. So the best yeah, the Holy H2O is the best healing item in the game because it has infinite range. So doesn't matter who it is, it'll restore the whole party completely. So probably should get maybe a couple of your characters to have. I'm not going to buy them right this second because I don't really need to, but yeah, it's definitely suggested you have at least 1 or 2 characters with the Holy H2O. You're probably, if you're like me and you've been hoarding money throughout the whole game, you'll easily be able to buy a few of those. Same with a couple of life orbs because those restore all HP and MP. So keep that in mind as well. And we can finally sell the. I'm gonna sell those off screen, but I can finally sell the gold axes and stuff like that because they're just there to get money. So, all right, let's do. I'll do the tavern talk and everything with. Actually, no. Actually, I should go to the tavern first because. Wait, hold on. Yeah, we have the key. Blah blah blah. No, not yet. He's like, well, are you sure? It's pretty awesome, but I only want to go to the tavern to talk to one person because his dialogue will change after we do the battle. So, let's talk to this weird man here. Do I know you, stranger? Art thou the hero eternal? Nay, I was mistook. What is he talking about? Eternal hero? I don't know any eternal hero. Anyway, back to the dojo. And we want to start the Trial of Taroa, the next one. Yes, I have the key there. I am the... oh, wait, he did say he talked about chosen one. I see. Interesting. I wonder if we, after we do this... Now, let's do the battle first, so... not quite... It's not the final Trial of Taroa, but we're next to last one, so... And we will be doing it... Obviously not, maybe not the next battle, but here pretty soon, so... Here's this Trial of Taroa. The only chest here is, like, right here, so... Hey, alright, we can just finish the map, except we have this whole tower of enemies. A bunch of guardians with a dark mage at the top, quite a few basilisks, and some salamanders, which can fly. Obviously, since they can't fly over the map, that doesn't matter. And the annoying thing about this map is we have to... Well, let's get started moving so we're not taking forever on that. The annoying thing about this map is the just how long it takes to get there, because unfortunately since your flyers just for whatever reason can't fly over to the top or do whatever, which I guess is good at the same time because the enemy could do the same thing. They could also have like their flyers attack this, so I guess there is a balance to it. There's a disturbance in the force. No. I'm trying to save not using all my magic, because even if I use the like salamander or whatever, it would only be able to hit like 2 dudes or something like that, because it can't get very high because of the way the range increments work. So it's better to save magic use till we get to the heavy magic use anyway, till we get to the end. Let's see. Probably be able to. See, I don't know if that puts you out of range. Now the trick to, well, there's not really so much of a trick, but a good suggestion is to keep everyone at the wall here. It's to prevent the basilisk from attacking you. So if you stick to the wall, you'll avoid getting just shunted every turn or whatever. So it's yeah, we're gonna be. I don't have to do this for every single area, but at least at the beginning I need to do that. Yeah, if we open this chest, we'll get the logo P. Logo P. PP. Technically, you could probably have your flyer fly all across here and get to the top, because this is where it starts going up, because you have to go up and up and up. So I'll try to make my turns as quickly as I can, so this battle doesn't take like an hour, just because it's me tediously going up and up and up and up and up. Yeah, I wouldn't say, I mean, other than maybe the basilisk, this fight, because by the time you get to the next enemy on the bracket, you're usually just fighting him one-on-one, or you're fighting one of them, and then you just gang up on the thing, and then you just, and then you go on to the next person, heal if you get damaged, and boom, there you go. So, yeah, and unfortunately it goes through, we have to go through every single person's turn. Although, interesting enough, it goes in turn of, well, for the most part, it goes in turn about how they are up on the top, or the top of this thing or whatever. I guess it said things, yeah. It said things, yeah. I'm just using like weak spells just to whittle them down. Actually, technically, I wouldn't have to. I probably could just use my range dudes on this guy just to. But you know, Dark Star doesn't cost too much. You know, does a little extra damage, and then we'll finish him off with Dolan or Amon or something like that. And if it really comes down, if I really need more magic, I could just show off, or I could have Huxley use as a one item. I think Huxley actually has the Holy H2O and Holy Orb in his inventory. Yep, the ones we got free from the game, just in case. Just in case you have any danger or anything like that. Although if you survive to this point, you probably don't even need like the Holy H2O or Holy Orbs. I don't even think I think I'm trying to remember if I even used them the first time I played the game. I think it was one of those cases I thought they were too expensive, and yet I had a decent amount of money. I didn't hoard it as much as like I did during this playthrough. But I do remember having a. What is your range? I don't want you to attack me first turn. I guess I could get that little block there. Yeah. Because I think the first time I played, I think I did lose a couple of characters during the course of the game a couple times, but that wasn't that much of a punishment. But I can't recall how that happened though. Because like, when did I play this game? This game came out around, I think it was around 97. My God, that was a long time ago. That was a good year for games, I think. Like, I think it was like Final Fantasy VII came out that year. Vandal Hearts came out this year. I think Suikoden 2 came out that year too, or at least close to that year. Man, that's a great game too. Man, I'm considering playing that. Not now. Maybe in the future. I might consider. Okay, I think I moved everyone. That's probably one of my favorite RPGs of all times. Is Suikoden 2. Actually, it's up there. I don't know if it's my top favorite, but it is definitely on that like scale of awesome RPGs. I'd have to actually sit down, and I think it's one of those cases where it would change depending on. Yeah, too bad I can't skip this. But it would change depending on my mood. Really, you know, you could say like, oh, Final Fantasy VI, or no, it's Suikoden 2, or you know, trying to think, or like Wild Arms, or whatever. All right, anyway, let's take out the salamander. I've got to move it, dude. You're too slow, Dolan. Why are you causing troubles? Yeah, just the strategy of just sticking to the wall for the most part. Oh, well, yeah, there you go. Yeah, if you have your upgraded equipment, you're probably going to, like, wreck most of these guys, too. It's, like, not even much of a challenge. Like I said, it's not, like I said, this whole map is not a challenge. It's just tedium at its worst, unfortunately. I guess I shouldn't move too far, just because I need to get everyone back to the wall. Back to the wall. Back to work. Work. I mean, that's another great game as well. Warcraft, well, I was about to say any of the Warcrafts, but it's hard to, not really a fan of the MMO myself. I actually played that, like, well, I played it, like, for an hour, and then I stopped playing. And that's probably, for those of you who probably were part of the WoW craze back in the early 2000s or whatever, you're probably thinking, that's insane. How could you just stop? Like, people got addicted to that type of game, and I'm like, I think it's just because I had a different expectations of what MMOs were, and I realized the story wasn't interesting enough to me, and I'm a fan of a complete experience. So I'm not a fan of like roguelikes or MMOs or certain free-to-play games that try to keep you coming back, or live service games that like keep trying to get you to keep paying and coming back. The only one I ever actually came close to liking it, and I did play it for a while, was the Old Republic MMO, but that's because it technically had a kind of consolidated story, until the they added extra content later on. But for a long time, it was none of my rangers are. I could just I think I can magic you a couple of times. And I'll save all my other spells for... Oh! I don't know why I cast spell. I meant to cast Piercing Ray. Well, let's see if it actually works. I don't know if I did that on the previous battle. I don't know if they have a resistance to it or not. Oh, they don't. Okay, cool. That is one thing I'll admit. When I first played this game, I almost never used Poison or Spellbind. Like, I thought they were useless. Like, status afflictions. Which, I mean, technically they still are because they're not guaranteed to hit. Or at least, actually, I don't think I've ever actually used poison during my whole playthrough of this game. Which poison could be useful too. I just never... It's one of those things where I just never really thought about it, to tell you the truth. Well, can't hit them there, but oh well. I would have if I hadn't moved Dolan where I did. I could have moved... That's not gonna, yeah. And unfortunately, because the range of, I don't know what I'm talking about. Actually, might as well not even waste the magic since I've doing that. Since he's paralyzed, I can just have people attack him from behind or wait for my range people, because it's guaranteed he's at least paralyzed for at least the round I cast it and the round afterwards. I've never seen a paralyze wear out like immediately after casting it. That would kind of make it a worthless spell. Then again, the buffs are kind of... When you think about it, you could say the same thing for the buffs, the attack or defensive buff, because they go out in the next turn. I think the buffs could have been tweaked a little bit more. Maybe they last more than one turn, maybe like 2 turns instead, just to make it... I guess the idea is to prepare for the onslaught, so it makes you consider when to cast a spell. But it's like, well, why don't I just heal instead with the cost of the magic? Instead, or something like that, you know, or use an attack spell. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, the buffs could have been... well, I guess I could talk about that during the finale and everything like that, but yeah, if I had to give any knock to this game, it's the buffs. Could have used a bit more work. I mean, you have to be careful about this bend because of the basilisk, so I'll have to keep aim on from moving too far in this one. Probably just have Sarah move ahead since she's got a decent defense, or have maybe wait till Dolan goes or something like that. And you're quite a sturdy fella, aren't you? I'd hate to have to kill you, but I'm gonna have to anyway. You know how it is. Don't feel too bad. You're destined to die. Although most of my characters haven't even made it up there yet, so I almost don't want to... I think Sarah could probably one-shot the guy. I forgot what your range is. Let's see, if you... Your range is similar to a... I think it's like 6 or 7, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can move here. Or, was it here yet? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7... He probably could still hit me. Let's, well, I guess let's test this theory. I can suffer a hit. It's not that big of a deal. Like I said, I've got Huxley and Sarah haven't even cast any spells yet. Although I do want to get Huxley some, actually, technically I could, hit this guy, but one ranged attack takes out this Salamandra. Yeah, you think the Salamanders would be dangerous, but I can one-shot them with my ranged guys. So that's kind of sad when you think about who used to be kind of a mini-boss is now in this battle just a bump on a log. Oh my god, Grog, why can't you move faster? Should have made you a swordsman. Nah, I'm fine with the... I guess I could be slowly buffing. Probably what I'll do is I'll probably get to near the top of the map and then, like, use a bunch of buff spells on Huxley to gain him some levels, and I'll do that off screen. I almost considered just making this whole map a like a speed map, like where I just fast forward through most of it. Okay, so I was a little off in my counting. Oh well, that's fine. He hit me once, but you'll not hit blood again, my friend. For you only get one shot. If you fail it, then your life is forfeit. I don't know why they decided to build it like this. I guess maybe it was a test of attrition or something like that, because of like just having to go up this tower. All right. Actually, might as well see if I can. Let's see if we can spellbind into this guy. Actually, one way I could have done this is I could have had my flyers go around the other way and attack the basilisk, but they still would have gotten hit either way. Ah, miss! I don't believe you. I wonder if he just got a really high resistance to it. He might have it if it didn't work the first time. Coming out to the front of the thing. Wow. Maybe he's immune. I don't know. I guess I'll have my ranged characters take a hit. Could have used that turn damaging him with a... Oh, nice. I'm gonna hold off on not attacking him, even though I probably should. But I want to see if I can finish him off with Diego or not. Actually, would he even be able to hit that? Ah, no, it. Ah! Boo. Okay, fine. I should have known. I should have known better. I should have done it. I might as well. Let's see, would her spell even work? Well, now I should have attacked him. Yeah, fine. Healing, circle of healing. Heal me with heals. It only costs 5. And keep moving, everyone. Just keep moving, just keep moving, moving. Keep those kitties pulling. Tuna fish, tuna fish. I don't even know where that's from. I remember hearing that like a long time ago. It might have been one of those random like schoolyard like songs or whatever, where kids just make up silly things while trying to kill time on the playground. Yeah, I knew you were gonna. Oh, you're gonna attack Sarah? Okay. I mean, clearly Amon will take more damage, but all right. What do I know? Yep. Yeah, with the... Oh, right, there's I forgot there was another Dark Wizard there. Yeah, whatever, that's fine. Actually, have we started that attack? Evil Stream! Muhahaha! That's actually kind of a freaky attack when you think about it. It looks pretty freaky. You know, the Too bad it doesn't make that noise, like the typical, like, demon muhaha sound or whatever it is. Yeah, I forgot that there was a Dark Mage on this other side over here. But like I said, it's another case of, okay, I'll just heal as long as I'm not being attacked by like 5 dudes, you know. The only problem is, yeah, he's on a different plane. So really the only way to really hurt them effectively is either to get a ranged person there and take a hit from a basilisk, which I might do anyway, just because it... Actually, would I even be able to... Well, actually, this might be a good spot to do a... because I might be able to hit at least 1 or 2 dudes with a... Let's see what phase shift. That would only hit... How about here? Don't really need it for the... Although if I want... Would I even be able to hit if I was back a bit further? Back and to the left? I wonder if even Clint can finish him off. Do I want to have him hit him though? Well, let's see. I mean, he's still a ranged unit, so, you know. Yeah, I don't really have a... Yeah, unfortunately, he's at a spot that I can't really... What is my ranged attack options? We can hit him, but the thing is, like, as soon as we do that, we get hit by all these basilisks, so that's why it's a... spells do you... You know Evil Stream and Death Hurricane. I think Death Hurricane is a cross formation attack, if I recall. So he's going to hit a few... if he does cast that spell, he will hit a few of us. I wonder if I can... I'm going to see if I can... I know wizards are more resistant to this type of stuff. Actually, I could... If that doesn't work, I'll try Poison Cloud, see if that does anything. Just to see if it works. Hey, it worked. Alright. Cool. I assume he has a higher resistance to it, kind of like how wizards do with all magic. I just happened to get lucky and it hit him. Let me have you move first. And then we'll heal with our our ninja training. Probably should be doing that with Huxley, but she moves a lot faster than Huxley, or farther and faster than Huxley does. Oh yeah, the Basilisk is gonna hit Amon, or Guardian's gonna hit Amon. Nah, whatever. I'm starting to make more and more mistakes. Well, mistakes would indicate me losing someone, but that's not really the case here. Yeah, he's got enough movement to hit him. Oh well. As soon as Huxley gets up here, maybe I should purposely get him as far as he can, so I can actually utilize his magic. It's still kind of silly that this game's mechanics about flyers. You can't like fly to the next dimension or next like step. You think you would at least be able to do that, but nope. I mean, I get why they did it. It just kind of like a logistical sense doesn't make. It doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense. Yeah, we're gonna hit anyone in the back. Yeah, it kind of looks like, you know, was Iajitsu strikes the person when he hits him with a sword or something like that. Like if he had a sheath, you know, he'd be pulling, he'd be a, you know, kind of like what Kane does. Kane kind of acts, actually, when he attacks you, it almost acts like a samurai when the way he pulls his sword out of sheath to attack you, and then he like twists the blade into you as he strikes you, and then puts it back in. Kind of like their version of the samurai or something like that. Although in combat, I don't know how effective that would be. You know, having to stick your sword out and stuff like that. Maybe you hit the... Oh, yeah, well, let's see. If I end up destroying him, I do have to... I'll get hit once by the Basilisk. Well, actually, if I can get... If his sorry, I was thinking there for a second. If his paralyzed lasts long enough, I could get him on the... If I could move someone far enough to get to the other area, I could... actually, no, that range might not be good. I was thinking maybe if I get here, I could hit him, but I'm not sure how good my arc would be at this point. Let's just keep more... And it's been a while since we cast a Dark Star. On Dark Star! Sounds like either a really bad, cheesy villain or an emo hero. What was the name of that villain from like Care Bears? Was it also Dark Star? No. Darkheart. That's what his name was. Don't ask me why I know Care Bears stuff. Shh. I don't know if that show was ever super big here. I remember it though. But I've told, for those of you who watched my videos before, I'm one of those who like would watch anything that was a cartoon. I would watch it no matter what it was. Didn't care that it was designed for children or whatever. If it was a cartoon, I was all for it. And for the most part, when I grew up, there were cartoons for kids, for sure, but I don't know, it never seemed until like later on when cartoons got a bit more popular, so they started pushing it towards children. It never got to that point. I felt that that they were meant for children. I mean, you should watch some of the cartoons I grew up with in the 80s. They had some darker themes than you expected because they thought kids could handle it a lot better back in the day. Nowadays, like, you show any kid a cartoon that requires them to think, and the parents get all like, "Don't show my kid that," and I'm like, "What, critical thinking skills? Really? You shouldn't be teaching your kid that?" Yeah, but I'm getting off topic here, and it has nothing to do with the game. Sorry, sometimes that happens. If I have like little to say about a battle or an event or something, I'll start talking about other things because it's like, what do you want me to talk about here? There's nothing to say. God, we're already at least by the time I look at my clock, my internal clock, it's already 30 minutes. Yeah, see how fun this is, folks? This is probably going to take me longer than the final battle of the game. Well, that's wrong, but you know what I mean. Okay, let's see if we can actually hit the... Or if actually kill him. We do enough damage. Ah, come on! Fine. Alright. Well. What about you? Well, at least we got you in one shot. Alright, let's see. I'm trying to think what... I mean, I could just do a couple of Dark Stars on him. That should finish... Well, actually... maybe not. That might be too weak. Actually, let's find out. Because he is resistant to magic, but I'm not sure how, like, weak the spell is. Okay, a second one will easily finish him off, so... Because I want to finish him off before... Because I don't know when the Paralyze will break. That I'm not actually guaranteed. I've never actually looked at the coding for this game. As much as I like this game, I've never gone through, like... You know, some people will take, like, old games that they like a lot, and they'll try to, like... I wouldn't say hack the game per se, but they'll try to, like, go through the coding and see, like, what could and couldn't be done with it. You know, or what you could do, or something that got glitched in the game and you can never access it. And so it's just... and some people find it a lot of interest in doing that type of thing. It's kind of like the old NES and SNES games. People have done that where they go through the code and see, like, you know, what was originally intended for the game or whatever. It's kind of like, well, I was talking about Final Fantasy VI. Final Fantasy VI, actually, a lot of the Final Fantasies here in America are bugged. Like, a lot of stuff's bugged, and I didn't even know about that until reading about it years later. Like, I think it was like Magic Defense in Final Fantasy VI is bugged, so it doesn't work properly, and I didn't even know that. Or it was either Magic Defense or something like that. It was along those lines, and you're like, really? A major, like, stat does not work properly in the American, at least the original American version. Obviously, actually, did they fix... In some later releases, they actually didn't fix it. It's kind of funny about when it comes to... When you talk about, like, bug testing, and yeah, there's a... sometimes when they re-release games, like, depending on the company or who's ever looking over it, sometimes they'll leave the same exact bugs in for the new release because they just want to release it. They don't care about, like, making sure it works properly, so they'll just leave whatever... Which you could also see it as leaving the original intention in, except that's more of a design flaw than intention, but you know what I mean. Come on, man. Just out of range. I hate you. How many more vessels do we have to fight? Because I could use Ash's magic on it, because I'm almost never going to be... I'm like hardly ever going to heal with him. Usually it's going to be Huxley if it comes down to it. Oh yeah, I could show off... I never showed off Death Mirage. Did I show off Death Mirage? I don't think I ever did. Yeah, let's go and show it off, even if I haven't. Why not? Something to change the tedium of this fight. Is that the Triforce? Actually, it kind of reminds me of something like from Tron or something like that. I don't know why. It was kind of cool. Anyway, hopefully... Let's see if we can actually... Okay, now we can hit him. There we go. Got it right on target. Keep on target. Lock on target. Sharp at target. Yeah, I didn't need to use that spell, but I thought, hey, why not? I think I've shown off all that. I think I've shown off every single spell in the game. I think the only spell I ever haven't shown off for like the wizards is actually Poison Cloud, weirdly enough. I think I've shown off... Oh, and Envenom. I've never actually cast Envenom before. I'll have to choose a... Well, I might just do that this battle just to show it off. I was thinking of maybe use this battle or maybe one of the upcoming battles to show off all the random items in my inventory and show what they actually do, because I've been holding them onto them forever, but with the advent of the H2O and Holy Orb, those aren't like really necessary anymore to hold on to, because like some of the ones that heal, like the Moon Pie or I think the King's Foil also heals, is like there's no point in having those anymore because we've got items that could clearly do that better. Oh boy. Oh, the fun of the infant. I might have to not break the episode, but keep it all one. But I might like take a break in between the episodes so I don't have to worry about my recording messing up. Because every once in a while I'll have like recording issues if it takes too long, or if I record for too long. There always seems to be like a hiccup in the recording software. Although I probably blame the actual recording like program itself. What I'm using is Apage, and I don't know if it's Apage or Sony Vegas. It could be the rendering program I use too. I'm not sure, because one of the two, like something will happen. I'll record the data, and then it'll say like an error occurred while the video was being compressed or something like that, and I can still use it. I just have to convert it from another file. Basically, I have to convert the file into the same file with another conversion program to make it work on Sony Vegas, and I believe that's a fault on Sony Vegas. But the fact that it does that sometimes, because I guess sometimes during the recording there'll be like and I think I've shown this in a video a couple times, where there'll be something like a glitch, or the sound or video will skitter or something like that, and that'll be either because of either the transfer or the recorder is like overheating or something like that. Because I've heard the Apaches aren't the best machines, but this is the one I could get a decent one at a decent price. And I got pretty lucky. My old Hapage died during before Christmas. Actually, it was like back in November, but I had I actually got a warranty for it, which I actually kind of did that out of just offhand. I wasn't really sure I'd ever have to use it, because you know how warranties are when it comes to electronics. Sometimes you just kind of get, I don't know if the word is unlucky, but sometimes you just, like usually sometimes electronics will work after the thing occurs, or it'll do something that the plan wasn't planned for, ironically saying, and so you can't get the credit for it because you're like, oh, it did this one thing, sorry, you know, some companies that do those plans do that. But I got pretty lucky. I don't know if I want to say the name of the company, because I don't want to sound like I'm sponsoring them or being sponsored by them, which I'm not. I'm just talking about an experience I had, which was a positive. Ash might be able to. What's my MP at right now? Just because I want to save a lot of it for the 40, 42. You could probably survive or probably do the piercing ray and then attack him with Ash. Since there's no experience I have to worry about, it doesn't really matter whoever kills anyone either way. I'll just finish him off with Vandal Heart. Too bad Vandal Heart doesn't show differently. You think a major a major item like the Vandal Heart would like be a distinctive weapon in a character's hand? Like it would actually. Because, well, it's weird, during the cutscene for transition from Chapter 5 to 6, it shows the Vandal Heart for being like a Jade Blade or something like that. But yeah, during the standard cutscene in Chapter 5, when Ash picks it up, it looks like just a standard, white blade. You could even make... Oh, I should have done the Legend of Zelda theme when we were picking it up. But yeah, I didn't think about that at the time. I was thinking of other things, like Lena being sucked into a portal to back 18 years in the past. kind of traumatizing for a kid, even though I guess she got amnesia, so I guess that's good. Because then she won't remember the traumatization of it. I might have to move back Darius so I don't get hit by the salamander. And then we can one-shot them with the my range units. Keep going, keep going, keep going up there with things. But anyway, as I was saying, I would have to probably probably like take a break in between. And all I'd do is I would just transition the video from when I take a break, or it might be seamless depending on like move up a little bit. Should be able to move back some of my non-archers since they seem to. Yeah, I know I'm probably taking like a lot more steps not to take damage than I need to for. It'll give my guardsmen a chance to get up there. They're like, guys, quit going so fast. This armor is heavy. Yeah. Come flying, salamander. Come fly away. Come fly away. Come fly away with me now. God, how many more rows do I have to go? 3. Yeah, this is definitely one of the most boring of the fights, just because of how tedious it is. Yeah, maybe I should have done a fast forward segment in this, like multiple fast forward segments in this. I don't know. I might do that for the last half here. As soon as I get to as soon as I beat the salamander, I might just go to speed run mode, because this is kind of like not fun to show off. So actually, I might do that. I might take a break in between recording, and then just speed up the rest of the fight, because I mean I could talk about all this other stuff, but you know I'd rather talk about it during like the course of actual gameplay, story, and an interesting fight. So all right, time to go into break mode, and then by the time I'm back, we are speeding through this sucker. Okay, I thought I'd cut the speed up here for a second. I don't know if I'm going to do any post-commentary on it, because that is going to be like 14 minutes of like nothing happening, so I might do post-commentary during that. But what I'm going to do, since this last little bit's pretty easy to do to kill away the rest, and the only really major annoyance is the basilisk here. So what I'm going to do off-screen is I'm going to get Huxley cast the rest of his magic for the most part, maybe save a heal for... like just to, like if something happens, like someone takes some extra damage, and then kind of go from there. But before we show anything else, I want to show off. I probably already commented on that about Dolan gaining like 6 levels just like instantly by healing Sarah. I'm going to show off what the moon pie does since we're here. Oh, I can only self do it. Huh. I guess where moon pie was like a other heal. Well, I guess let me just show it off. It's basically a heal. I think it was better than a regular heal. I think it healed like 50 or 60 or something like that. So yeah, really nothing to it. I thought I could actually heal it, so I was going to use it on Sarah, but never mind about that. So okay, so anyway, I'm gonna do some. Basically, the only reason I'm doing this, I don't need to do this for the end of the game. I'm only doing this just to show how high I could possibly get Huxley before the end of the game. You know, just as a kind of just a joke. So yeah, I don't think I really need to show off. The only reason I showed off as it was just to show off like what happened with the wizard and everything like that. Everything else is just like really not much else to do. So yeah, I'm just gonna do all that grinding and then I'll cut to the end of the map when we beat the last enemy. So alright, we're back after grinding out all our experience. We've hit Huxley at the awesome level of 40. You can tell his stats don't really, like, they change and they grow, but you can tell it's actually the biggest thing about him is other than his agility growth is ridiculous. It's his MP it kind of skyrockets when it gains levels. That's probably the big thing about him, other than obviously his other stats. Sarah's at 40 as well. Weirdly enough, her agility is not as good as Huxley's at 40, which is weird. You'd think the ninja would have better agility than the Archbishop, but you know, what do I know, right? So, although she has a much better attack and defense, obviously, if you can tell from her stats there. Not as much MP, but that kind of makes sense. So, I also accidentally used a Mage Gem with Dolan on Huxley. I was checking to see if the text was correct because it said it was a Mage Gem that said restores 10 MP. I'm like, shouldn't that be Mage Oil or whatever? And it's like, no, it restores her. I guess there's 2 different types of gems that have the same red color. One that casts like a spell on, and then the other one that heals. So I guess the one in the item shop is correct. Anyway, it got Dolan to 35. Holy cow, look at that. His defense is pretty decent too, but it's really his MP is where it's all at. So I was trying not to get everyone high levels until like the final battle, but yeah, that's what happens when you go kind of a little bit overboard. So let's finish off this basilisk and get this battle done with. Man, this was a slog of a fight. Let me tell you, folks, this is definitely one of the least fun fights in the whole game. I'm glad it wasn't the last trial Taroa, because that would be ridiculous, being the last battle being something similar to this. And you're like, oh, kill me now. No. Yeah, his Lily can one-shot that guy now. Well, actually, he could have one-shot him probably before just because he's an archer unit. But anyway. Man, all that for only 270 gold pieces. I'm making it rain, yo! Well done, you survived the trial. You have returned with one of the prisms which holds the soul of Taroa. You have taken one more step on the path to enlightenment. We will keep this key for the next traveler who seeks the true path. Always keep the faith. Always. Well, there you go, folks. We finally got the last trial, well, the last main trial Taroa, you get through the key. But remember that man who said he wanted multiple other prisms? I wonder what he has to say about that. And where is our next step on the journey towards taking out the Emperor? I feel a fork coming on with our final fight against Cain. Find out next time how that happens in the next episode of Vandal Hearts. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.